Hi, Mara here from Mind Body Soul UK, and I'm here today with LaTouche. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, I go by the name LaTouche, the writer. My name is LaTouche. That's my surname, my performance name. Been doing it for about 5-6 years now. And yeah.
Cool. And what was the inspiration behind this piece of poetry you're going to perform today?
Well, this particular piece was inspired by, and it's yeah, it's funny because I weren't initially going to write about it. It wasn't really instinctively something that I was going to write about.
Okay.
Because a lot of people around me were like, I suppose, I don't know, because of what I'm talking about and who I'm talking about, it was a very delicate subject. But it was till another, I suppose, poetry friend of mine suggested I should just write about the situation, because she knows about the situation, just to get it off in a kind of cathartic sense, you know, just to kind of ease myself, because she knew it was getting to me. And I thought, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks for, I didn't even think of that myself, you know?
Yeah.
And, but once I did do it, I was like, okay, this is actually something that I do need to write to get off and to let be heard, rather than just for myself. You know, some things you write for yourself to keep to yourself and it's just for you, but there's some other things that you just need to share or want to share.
Yeah.
This was something I just felt needed to be shared, so yeah, you know,
Yeah.
that's what inspired me, the fact that I felt it needed to be shared, like a message that needs to be put out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the main inspiration.
And it's a very sensitive topic as well that you're going to be doing this piece of poetry about.
Yeah.
Would you like to explain what the topic is?
Yes, I would. It's a funny one though, Shay, because it's like it's a situation, or it's a subject that no one likes to talk about, and I found that more and more in, I suppose, being in this situation. The situation is quite it's a unique one to myself because I've never been in this situation before.
Yeah.
And it's funny to see how a lot of, I suppose, people around me, and I suppose to me, myself, it highlights just our differences in terms of like just the people around me, or the people that I did have around me, and just how different we are. And I'm not talking about the obvious differences, like we might dress or look different, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about that. I'm talking about just kind of like the differences, what builds you up as a person.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like morals, integrity, just stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So that was just interesting for me to see, to be honest. So yeah.
Okay. Do you want to get straight into it then?
All right. Should I say what I'm talking about, or should I just get straight into the poem?
It's up to you. Whatever you feel comfortable with.
I'll do it like this, because yeah, this is getting recorded and stuff in it, and I suppose it's the polite thing to do. But what I'm gonna do is just give a bit of a trigger warning to let people know that I'm gonna be talking about, say, sexual assault. So yeah, that's basically what we're talking about here. And yeah, I'll just, you know, I'll get into it. Let me get into it.
Yeah.
And yeah, you actually know the person that we're talking about as well, which is, you know, maybe we can get into that later or not, you know what I'm saying? But, alright, it goes like this. You see, the thing that gets me the most is how you manage to remain so composed. Like, how you so calm? See, if it was me, there ain't no way I'll be able to stay calm. You'd see me burning up like napalm. Ain't nothing long, I'll be like the Viet Cong in Vietnam when the US were out there lining them up for death. I'd feel like I needed to get everything off of my chest until I ran out of breath. You know, if it was me in that position. But okay, I get it. You're different. Because these are some serious allegations. Accusations which led to your ex-girlfriend going to the station and giving out statements on your gross misconduct and misbehaviours, of your oppressive approach and wanting these sexual favours. See, I've seen this before, but never in my direct circle. And I'm finding it real hard putting together this guy that I know with all these things that I'm hearing. This shit's bait hot and it's dangerous. I can see the flames. It's so far from a game and I can't even call you. See, I can't even say this. But you know there's a name for this. See, I'm old school, you're new school. I even called you my little bro, true. But we went to a different art and drawing school because it's clear that we got some contrasting rules when it comes to dating. See, if they say no, well, you just seem to take it. And forgive me if that ain't it. But if that's not the case, then why is this the third girl that's felt the need to come to me and say shit? And you know what bothers me? Out of the whole three from you, I ain't get not one apology. I doubt that you're even aware of this heavy load of yours I've been carrying now for ages. So now I'm deciding to say the things I've skipped the laying. It's been long enough. And these females who say that you've assaulted them, until now, have had to be strong enough. And it was hard. Nah. It was more than tough when I was sitting there listening when was telling me in detail about what had happened. And you know, because of what had happened, so many times she was crying and I was dying inside, twisted, sick, that a friend of mine had fucked over another friend of mine. What, you kidding? Yeah, I was livid. So to avoid any switching, man, it only seemed natural to create a distance. Can call it what you will, what, me moving different, but bearing in mind that this time, this was the second girl to come and tell me something like this, and it just didn't make sense. But then what happened? But then it happened again. See, now to me at this point, it's really all clear as crystal meth. You're just going to continue to run these steps until something's said. On top of the fact that we seem to have a bunch of mutual friends who really all just want to bury their head. So I guess I'm the one who's going to have to take that step. So if this is chess, then check. Because how many of these flags are red? And how many are we going to be ignoring? But don't you see a pattern forming? All I do see is under the carpet like it was less important because it's someone we're cool with. All failing to see that this is all just supporting it. Which is another hard thing for me to break in. Knowing that when it really comes down to the crunch, ain't no one even trying to have this conversation. So now I'm feeling all alone. Even though I'm not the only person who knows. See, if this was chess, then yes, it would be a case of a bad pawn. You call it a lover scorn when your queen runs to me to tell me how you've been inappropriately moving your bishop. This is sounding way overboard. It wasn't meant to happen one more night, king. So now the pen's back in my hand and I'm writing, making a piece of it. But only because once it reads on the page and I'm releasing it. Because I haven't wrote a thing in ages, honestly. I swear I was getting kind of tired of it. But with this on my mind, it's like this little nigga come and brought me out of retirement. So cool little bro, but no, I ain't co-signing it. See, I ain't writing on this issue because it happens to be a trend. This issue was actually happening with one of my friends. And I've got to see it come to an end. So I'm signing out. Little bro, yo. I really hope I don't have to write this letter again. And that's it.
Ooh.
When it comes to down to like where your morals lie and what type of integrity you got, I just find that 95% of the people out here don't really have any. Do you know what I'm saying? So that was another interesting thing. So yeah, that's why I have to say what I've got to say. Like, yeah. I ain't like these people. Do you know what I mean? I was raised with different morals. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Well, big up yourself anyways for actually speaking out on something like this, because I feel like a lot of women and even men, you know, go through this and they don't say anything. Yeah. So
that's what I'm starting to see.
It's good to be a voice for the people who, you know, can't say anything or feel like they can't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And I feel
even
like...
Even me, I've had... Sorry, go on.
Yeah. It's interesting you say that because... it's funny, people always say things backward and forward, innit? So I've had the kind of like the other side, the devil's advocate, if you want to say, like, of, oh yeah, you know, you should, how do the girls feel about you bringing out a poem about their experiences, or are they okay with it? Without even, it's funny that they might assume that I'm just doing all of this. Like, I'm in close contact with the girls, do you know what I'm saying? Like, and they're fully backing my poem and they're fully behind it. Do you see what I'm saying, you know? One of them had told me, okay, yeah, they got a bit triggered with one of the things I put up on my Instagram post. You know, fair enough. But she said it respectfully, and she was like, I'm
It's not
still.
as if you've said their names or anything.
No,
either.
of course not. I wouldn't even do that. You know what I'm saying? It's you know, it was done respectfully though, and knowing that they're backing what I'm doing. Anyone else who comes out and says, "Oh, okay, I don't agree with the way you've done it," or this, that, and the third, I couldn't really care any less because it's not about them.
It's not about that.
And another thing that I've noticed is people who want to kind of defend this guy that we're talking about, or not say anything about it. Oh, I'm not even going to get into that, but yeah, it don't even matter. It don't even matter. Let me not even say anything about it.
Okay. But yeah, big up yourself for that. I think it's really important to speak on these type of topics, especially through creativity as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even with me, I've had people come to me and say they've been sexually abused, raped, and they haven't even spoke about it to anybody else. So I think it's good for other people as well who've been through that situation. You know, they look at this and be like,
yeah,
we need more people.
Gives
to
them
do
a
that.
bit of strength. You know? Yeah. And it's okay to talk up about it.
Yeah.
You know? That's the biggest problem, is not saying anything about it at all. And that's what I'm finding. And I suppose the shock for me, I'm in it at the moment, but the shock for me was just realising how many people are actually not on saying anything or doing anything about it. Do you know what I mean? Even people that are supposed to be friends of mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? They want to bury their head under the carpet and stuff. Not even on a personal level, but I suppose just for them it just makes it easier. You know, it just makes it easier not to deal with it. Oh, I don't really want to deal with that. It's a bit icky. It's a bit. Do you know what I mean? It's that messy kind of thing that you just don't want. No one wants to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I even had Fiona. You know what I'm saying? My ex-girlfriend. We don't even talk no more over this. You feel me? But I even like the last few conversations we had about this, it's like it ended up getting heated, and then she'll make a comment like, "Oh, well, I don't like talking about this," and I'm like, "Yeah, because I love talking about this, don't I? You think I ain't got better things to do than me talking about next man, and him sexually assaulting young women? Like I enjoy doing that, but when there's someone in my circle who's making us all look bad, if we're in the same circle, then I just feel like it needed to get addressed. It was interesting to me that I was the only person who felt so. Just me and my friend Jamal, like I said, who I went to school with. We know each other. Do you know what I mean? You know, I know his parents. We were kind of like, we got the same morals. We have the same. Do you know what I mean? We're cut kind of from the same cloth. And yeah, it's just interesting to see when a lot of other people just don't have the same values.
Yeah.
That's all I can really say.
Yeah. Woo! Well, guys, that was a deep one.
Yeah.
Very, very deep one. Powerful piece of poetry. Where can people find you?
You can find me on. You can find me on Instagram, and yeah, that's another thing. Let me just say this, innit? Like, so I'm on Instagram as LaTouche the writer. I mean, you lot even hearing this first, right? Like, even all of that right now, I'm probably even gonna take like a year break or something from writing. I don't even care no more. That like, it's funny around not even just this, but a lot of things that have been going on in society lately. We just put it like that, right? I'm not even gonna get into it. That's just a whole nother category. But I've just been disappointed in, you know, what people decide to act on and what to act on. So I'm just like, what's it all about? I can just see a lot of fakeness around, and you know, it's just like when you see these people that put on, you know, beads and stuff, and you know, their little dashikis, and you know, they're on their spiritual thing. But you find out what they're really about. They're so far from being spiritual. You're like, okay, so it's really just about the image and do you know what I mean? The look. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and
what's your soul saying?
Yeah. What's your soul really saying? What are you actually really on? What are you really about? These same people that wear all these fucking crystals and beads and, you know what I mean, on this Dalai Lama shit, are some of the worst people that I actually have met. They've got no morals, no integrity. I'm saying there's a lot of people like that around in the scene, and it's probably just around in general. And it repels me from even wanting to be involved amongst that. So anyway, for me personally right now, just the whole writing thing, I'll write for myself I haven't wrote in a while, but in terms of like, I'm not interested in writing anything unless it's just like this piece where it's just coming from here.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, there ain't gonna be no.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah, this is it. Not everyone writes like that though. I kind of always usually have. I do have my little watermelon pieces for fun and stuff like that, yeah. But I suppose what I'm trying to say right now is there ain't gonna be no watermelons right now for a minute. Like, you feel me? Like, unless it's really something that I feel like needs to be getting off, you're not gonna hear nothing from me. I don't even care about all of that, and I definitely don't care about this bullshit scene, this little idiot poetry scene. I don't care about it no more. You know what I'm saying? I used to be quite a big advocate for it, but now I couldn't care any less for it. I care about me and what I got popping, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just gonna leave it there. I'll be happy to leave it there. Yeah, I'm done with it all.
Woo!
Yeah, bunch of fake people.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for coming down. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. Like, because Mo must have phoned me earlier. Yo, this is what I'm saying. It's like he asked me to do a gig. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be performing on the 22nd. You see what I'm saying? And I even had to tell Mars, like, because you're asking me as well. I even had to explain to Mo, like, there's a lot of platforms right now. If they ask me to perform, I wouldn't even do it. Because, yo, the platform
the
might
intention
be...
behind it.
No, not even that shit. It's like, the platform might be lit, innit? But it's just like, it's the person behind the platform that I can't even rate no more. I don't respect you.
Yeah.
So it's like, why am I coming to your show, you get me, performing or whatever, even just being there? And it's like, I don't even rate you, or I can't even respect you as a person.
Ooh.
That to me means something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm only really going to be on your platform performing, showing love in that way if I rate you or respect you. If I don't, then just miss me with that shit. You feel me? So that's another thing. You're only really going to ever see me performing anywhere that I've got respect for the people. And I'll just leave that there. You feel me? And yeah, there's a lot more things to say, but they'll get said when they need to get said. You know what I'm saying? Because you saw my online performance. You know what I'm saying? You know, and a video's coming soon, and there's gonna be more to it. You know what I'm saying?
Love it, love it.
So it continues. You know what I'm saying?
Continues,
it don't stop,
guys.
It don't stop.
Don't stop.
Yeah.